think is going to wreck these runners tonight?
From all the seats I've been playing, it's consistently been the bow. So I always put my money on the bow these days.
Was the bow in the weekly race, so we'll see if that ends up happening here as well, as our runners are off and we see rupees and more rupees.
Heck, as far as I know, it was Tower Pear and Desert are both crystals, with Desert being one of the Pyramid Fairy crystals. Couldn't see what Eastern was, so we'll have to wait. Yeah, 3 runners taking the exact same route. We got Big 20 for our Tier 1 tree pull. That's always a nice start.
Yeah, definitely helps out when you get ready to head on over to Kakarika Village. So, the destination to the Uncle. Uncle presents us with more money.
Another Big 20.
This seat is filled with money, guys. I somehow think that Zora's going to have nothing again.
I hope Zora at least has a Big 20. That's all I really want. Oh, wow. Now that's the perfect start. Tons of rupees and bombs. Like, you don't have to route Kakariko any weird way by, like, walking down, buying bombs, then walking back up, or risking, you know, going into Bomb of the Well or Blind Spacement without bombs.
Nor do you have to worry about the whole 50-50 on the bushes south of the village.
Any amount of time loss is... It's still early and it's randomizer, so anything can happen, but yeah. you attempt to get those bombs like 3 times, you're like, all right, I'm already behind, I'm already losing this race. There goes first place. I lost first place because of some bombs.
You kidding me? I have nowhere close to being in first place. I lost 21st place to bombs.
Dude, that's how it goes sometimes.
Bombs, I know.
That's the real troll item.
Well, let's see what's in the lumberjack tree.
We got a heart container. Yeah.
Nothing exciting.
No aga required yet. Still plenty of time for that to be determined. We got plenty of the light world to see. Plenty of sphere 1, 0, whatever you want to call it these days.
This seed is aga required until we find the hammer.
It's also bootless until it boots.
Very true. Now, wouldn't that have been funny if we saw the boots here in this first spot? And no, we don't.
And unfortunately for Void, not finding any bombs in Blind Spacement, so taking the risk. Gonna lose a little bit of time having to go back in there and check that. That's one of those spots that is easy to forget about as someone who has forgotten about that spot before. But hey, how about some value from the bottle vendor? Positive 200 rupees out of that exchange.
VoidbornBeast is going to be leaving here with bombs, probably by purchase at this point. He would love to get some bombs, though, so he doesn't have to backtrack. And that's the nature of randomizer, is how much can you limit your backtracking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when you get into, like, Key Sanity, it's, you know, how many of these dungeons can I avoid double dipping? Of course, this is just open mode, but it's the same situation, you know. You get Hammer, you're like, do I make the early pod play for fun and hope it pays off? How many trips up Death Mountain do I have to take? But we do see Void going for the bomb purchase. And
ooh, Magic Cape was behind the bomb wall.
Well, that's pretty good, maybe.
That's interesting.
It's an omen. It's not something. It's not something you want to see immediately. Red Boomerang didn't really count as anything. But yeah, Cape for our first real item, questionable.
Well, that's more important to Voidborn if he doesn't go back to there immediately, because then if it becomes a forgotten spot, wonder what happens if there's something important on top of Bumper Cave. Mushroom fetch quest in the well. But
jeez.
It does look like Voidborn is heading back to the spots that he missed, so he's not going to be without the cape. He's not going to be without the mushroom, which is good to see.
That's so weird that both those spots ended up having, like, an item. Despite the fact that there's no, like, logic regarding bombs at all, as far as I know. So, because you're like, maybe the logic's like, no, you need bombs to do this. Like, this is important. It's that fake bias, or the breadcrumbs. It's the breadcrumbs, Rick. That's what I'm talking about.
What kind of bread are we talking about?
focaccia, like a pesto-y, like a Jimmy John's sub. We got options.
Speed Gaming is not brought to you by any of these companies.
Especially not focaccia. Alright, so Kakariko not really shaping up too much yet, so the journey continues. Because of course these players are still looking for access to the Dark World, but most importantly, they're looking for a weapon. Now, a combination of boomerang and bombs kind of counts as a weapon if you really want to like clear Hyrule Castle. It's not the most efficient, but it is an option. Oh ho ho! And we got hookshot at the library, so boots definitely required.
You mean these runners can't hover?
But maybe I know these four do. But we still don't know what that Swamp Palace is yet. But yeah, actually, the thing is, if we have 3 crystal dungeons in the Light World, then there's a good chance that swamp could be a pendant. So, which I kind of hope it is, just to make the seed extra interesting.
Well, we had that 3 and 7's chance now. We got a couple of players going after the race game.
And we are finding a art piece. So nothing of value yet.
Yeah, no, Mighty Mike and Gloin ended up skipping over it.
Did they just not go through the maze race to check? Because they might have just checked around the bottom like most people do. And save a bomb. Basically syncing up.
Hey, there's a weapon. You need magic to use it, but there's a weapon.
Ooh.
Now that's an ice rod, but you can use it on these mini Moldorms coming up.
Yeah, and Ice Rod is also one of those interesting weapons because of, especially when you go into like Hyrule Castle and use it, because they kill the blue guards instantly, but they freeze the green guards. They also freeze the blue guards with that use the bow and arrow. So it's kind of weird how that works out. There's the magic powder.
Magic powder.
The glove.
The glove. Oh, nice.
What else we got in here? Anything else? Lots of money and some more hearts. So seed's picking up a little bit.
It's like this game wants him to go to Zora at some point. In fact, Zora's now within the logic because of that glove. But rupees never factor into whether or not Zora is important.
I wonder if we're gonna see. Looks like we're seeing an Ice Rod cave check from Mighty Mike, while Gloin is skipping that out and just going straight to the back of Escape. Both are good plays.
Yeah, you get your 3 items here. So the other J's gonna have to be careful in here, down to a half a heart.
Heart piece. Heart piece.
Ooh.
That's no good.
I feel like we just rolled the slot machines, 2 of the same thing, and the third one wasn't.
And Ice Rod Cave is going to be having something. What's it got? Come on. Give us something funny.
20 rupees.
That's pretty funny. Big 20 is pretty funny. Alrighty, so that leads the front half of Escape, or Hyrule Castle, Sahasrahla Eastern, Agana's Cave, and of course Zora, which is within the logic. Where are we off to next? So Gloin's going to be the first one heading over to Sahasrahla and Eastern. If we find, like, the lamp, I wonder if Gloin would elect to go up to Death Mountain. Probably not. I feel like this is going to, unless Sahasrahla has something right here that's, like, immediate progression, we're probably going to be seeing an Eastern Palace play right now.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's more money. Arrows and blue mail.
Blue tunic, alright. Something's got to give. We're kind of running out of stuff. Let's see. I could easily, I could see like lamp and boots, because then that would get them hook shot, and then that would get them up Death Mountain, and then they could get over to Paradox Cave and just open up a bunch of extra chests. Or we could see Sword and Lamp and Moon Pearl, and we could have an Agate Tower. I don't know. We also do have that mushroom that these players need to check out at some point. It looks like Mighty Mike might be making that play as we speak.
Yeah, we're gonna go check that mushroom and see if there's anything important there. Going inside Eastern Palace. So, at least 2 items you can get here. Maybe. If you're lucky. Well, there's one of them right there.
There's a fiver.
Piece. Not what you want to see.
I wonder if Mighty Mike's going to make the play over to Zora right after this. Makes sense with the play. More money. Wow.
It's like the seed wants him to go. And Mighty Mike's going to not go there.
Yeah, what I always like to do, if I get the mushroom really early, I like setting up the fake flipper right in front of Link's house. Since you don't have the boots...
Boots!
Since you do have the boots, you can... Alright, boots to hookshot. So we're still looking for a lamp, which we could probably find in like Bonk Rocks. Maybe we'll find it in here. So forget whatever I was talking about. This is far more interesting. Yeah, luckily for all these players, unless Mighty Mike changes his mind after going to Sahasrara, all these players are going to be leaving this place with the boots.
And the blue! There's your way up to Death Mountain.
Wow, that's incredible. What a turnout. That's also a nice thing to have. That early... You get boots and flute, like, almost instantly, and that's like... I have not only progression, but I have so many, like, faster routing options right now. Just to speed up this seed overall.
So Paradox Cave now in the logic. And oh, Titans-Mitt!
Jeez. Okay, where's Moon Pearl then? So I guess that would put the big key in Eastern in the dark room. We hear the music, so Eastern is a pendant. So that's good. And a very, very valuable one too. Very good.
Eastern is a blue pendant.
So Gloin with the early lead. Of course, we're only 13 minutes into the seed, so there's plenty of time for stuff to go down, stuff to happen. I'm assuming he's going to go grab his hookshot and then head straight up there. Without a sword, I don't know if I'd see him... Oh, he's going to pick up some bombs too. I don't know if I'd see him grabbing the old pan wall up there, doing that in the dark. It's not too bad, because you at least have a boomerang to guide your way, but... Right now, I'm curious. You think anything is going to be in the front half of Hyrule Castle, or no?
Very good question.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, we do know that there's going to be a map and a small key, since we didn't see it here in the back of Escape. So that leads only 2 items, potentially 2 items.
Yep, and one of them could be on the other end of that door, down in the dark room of the sewers. And we are going to see Gloin head into the dark room here to retrieve the old man.
We're not going to see much of it, but opting to use the hookshot, which I like, but I feel it's a little bit slower since you have to wait for the hookshot to come back if you use it in a long cave and whatnot, as opposed to a boomerang where you can constantly keep walking.
All 4 of the runners opting not to go through the dark room, and they've just opted to give up or leave the dungeon when they got the flute. Which, by the way, was the 3rd item, so they have no reason to complete the dungeon.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just trying to remember what the first item was.
Yeah, it was just 5 rupees, so the map and compass are the only things remaining, and VoidbornBeast gets the dramatic "Here comes a guard and attack you in the village" music.
I like that music. It's terrifying. I think it always scared me as a kid, probably. As a kid, I was scared of everything. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's the only time in the game you get to hear that music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mighty Mike picking up their mitts. And, oh, wait. You know
Oh,
yeah. Forgot about
King's Tomb is open to us.
That's an easy thing. Oh, man, imagine if this is like the Moon Pearl or Sword. We got a tunic, the last tunic, in the middle of Spec Cave, and half magic on top.
All the safeties.
Whew. Just
20
a big
rupees.
20. That's a bummer. I was kind of really hoping that'd be like a sword or something. Because that's one of the things, when you suddenly like get a huge progression item like, hammer, mitts, all this stuff, it's easy to forget about like the smaller details. Like,
absolutely.
Or like Peg Cave, those little tiny things.
And the whole thing is that if you ended up getting the mirror or hammer out of that, then that gives Mighty Mike a small advantage by the fact that he's now going to be able to head over to Hera.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But alas, just a big 20, as is tradition. That Void and Sailor using the red boomerang, making their way through. Old Man had nothing of value as far as
it was a bomb upgrade.
It's pretty valuable. Heart
Depends on your definition of value.
Moon
There's
Pearl.
your Moon Pearl.
Suddenly,
Dark World activated.
Now this is a beautiful sight because you can finish all the East Death Mountain stuff, immediately go into the Dark World, and do all the Dark World Death Mountain stuff. You never have to think about it again. Even check like what medallion you might need for T-Rock.
Right now we can see what pendants are in the Dark World. Because we know 2 of them are going to be pendants.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Sailor Jade having a little bit of trouble. Oh, there we go. Okay, so securing the Old Man. Mighty Mike grabbing their hookshot, gonna be heading up to Death Mountain next. So yeah, Gloin still with a pretty significant, not really significant, pretty good lead right now amongst the 4 players on the race stream. Of course, we do have several people in this race, but we'll be speaking as if it's just these 4 for now. Until
those are flippers. I think those are flippers.
On the floating island? That is flippers indeed. So, you see that. You don't have a mirror. Do you go ahead and do all the fake flipper stuff, knowing where the flippers are? I mean, you have all this Dark World access, of course, so that's probably the better choice to do right now, but I don't know, man. Especially when you have the flute. It's easy to go fly down, immediately set the fake flipper and go do that stuff. And when you have Boots and Moon Pearl, like, scooting around on top of the water, like doing the water walking stuff is super easy. Alright, Sailor Jade picking up that red tunic.
And Gloin doing exactly what you're talking about, heading into the Dark World.
Boys got to be a little careful, only down to 2 hearts. Those pesky mini Moldorans giving him to business. But grabbing that Moon Pearl, and Mighty Mike is going to be following shortly behind. Oh, nice. Nice use of that hookshot to clip through that. I remember there was a time where like I could get it 10 out of 10 times, and then I had a period where I got it once out of 10 times. I don't know what it was. It's just sometimes all of a sudden you're just really bad at everything.
I know that feeling.
And now I'm back. Oh, Gloin, what are you doing? See, there's that full magic decanter in the pot right there. I mean, magic... Yeah. It's always good to have full magic, just to be careful.
Still waiting on a map check from any of these runners that are in the Dark World just right now.
Hell you, other than a big 20. Make that 2 big 20s. Can I go for 3? 3 big 20s! Can I go 4? Come on, give me 4 big 20s. Ah, that's pretty good, though. Just a bug net.
So nothing good in the Hookshot Cave, and let's go see what we have over at Turtle Rock. There's our map check, and it is going to be Pod, our green pendant, and it's Ice Palace is our red pendant, so there's still a microscopic chance that the bow could turn out to be in Ganon's Tower, as we find out Bombos is required for Turtle Rock.
Ooh, please, Bo. Please be a G-Tower. That'd be hilarious. And we also saw that Turtle Rock was our other Pyramid Fairy. crystal. So desert and Turtle Rock. So, you know, when you have the flute and you have the mitts, it's probably going to be one of those find the mirror to get into desert scenarios, or one of the more hilarious find the book to get the mirror in desert scenarios. One of those two are always fun, but... So Gloin's going to be the first one exploring the rest of the Dark World. We got a Mire check, as well as popping into Mire Shed, and that was Ether.
How vanilla?
How vanilla. So Ether and Bombos are going to be our two medallions that we need.
Guess we're not going to need Quake.
Ooh, there's silvers. So it sounds about, you know, red tunic and silvers before you get your first sword. That seems pretty normal. Now we just got to get all 3 shields before we get our first sword, and then we'd be in business.
Looks like VoidbornBeast is now heading to the Dark World to the Village of Outcasts.
It looks like Gloin is going to be doing the same. Alright, so no sword means no Mothula. No hammer, sword, or canes also means no blind at this point. So we're going to be probably seeing, you know, maybe a couple checks in these dungeons, but for the most part, we're going to be hitting up... I'd be hitting up Overworld, going to Hype Cave and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to be here in Skull Woods. There's no guarantee that you can get a single item in here because they both could be fire rod blocked.
Chess Game is holding a mirror.
There's a book inside Skull.
Wow, so we got good items all over the place. Sailor Jade also going to be setting up the fake flipper stuff, like I was saying earlier. So,
but that mirror now makes the flippers obtainable.
Now, do you think Gloin will go immediately back up to Death Mountain to go get those flippers, or?
Well, you do know now that at some point in time you have to go to Swamp Palace. So I'm going to guess once you get the hammer, there will be another reason to go up there. But once, only when he gets the hammer will he have a reason. There's a cane of Samaria.
The Bomble Hut? What you said?
Yeah, Bumble Hut had the cane of Samaria.
Alright, and apparently we saw a medallion on Lake Hylia Island. So, mirror to get flippers, to get bombos, to open up T-Rock. And with that cane in hand, we just need to find that fire rod now. And then Turtle Rock is all suddenly kind of an option. Oh no, we still need to find that hammer too, man.
Yeah. So we ended up getting the dig game at dig number 2 this time around.
Mighty Mike picking up their bug net. What do we got, Ek? Sora's only holding that heart piece.
Of heart. And Voidbird checking the big key.
Garbage.
The big chest is nothing but a small key.
Alright, so with that book, now we still need a fire source. Man, I would love to see a fire source in Desert Palace. Just because, you know, you need a fire source to complete Desert, so the likelihood that players would go there looking for a fire source is pretty slim to none.
So Gloin can now do the Bat Cave as well with the mirror in hand. See whether or not he chooses to do so after he sees what the reward is from the... Well, once he gets the reward off the breadsmiths here.
Just a heart container. That puts him at a nice smooth 10 hearts. Now, interesting choice for Sailor Jade, finishing up the rest of like the Light World locations prior to diving into the Dark World. It didn't seem like any of the flipper lock locations led to anything. I didn't see a hobo check, so I think that's still on the table.
Mighty Mike getting the book out of Skull Woods, now inside. We only saw the one item, so the second item of Skull Woods is Fire Rod blocked.
Just a big 20 up at Circle of Bushes. I'm going to be taking that purple chest down to our boy. I don't know what his name is. Some people call him Gary, and that's his lunchbox. Could just call him Purple Chest Guy. Purple Monkey Dishwasher.
You can call him the locksmith.
Oh, there's the blue cane.
Yeah.
Gloin fighting both canes. Hey, now we can go fight blind. Perfect.
You are right. The cane of Samaria does make blind beatable at this point. And the blue cane also helps.
Oh, there's that dungeon map. So that means that, as far as I know, the small key in Hyrule Castle is going to be in the sewer chest. So, because I don't think it could be back here.
I'd never seen it back here, so I'm going to say yes, you're right. And I missed to see what the locksmith gave, but apparently must not be anything important.
Imagine that, using a cane to beat a blind person. That's terrible. That's pretty funny, though. Alright, Hype Cave. Can we get some hype for once, Hype Cave? I'm not asking you guys to get hype for Hype Cave. I'm asking Hype Cave to give us some hype for once. Like a sword, maybe. That'd be a good start. Alright, thank you.
There you go. There you go.
That's all I wanted. There's a sword. And there's Ether.
Well, there's Ether to get you into Misery Mire, which you can get into, but you can't beat by logic at this point.
Yeah, we're still looking for that lamp. So, but we've seen players do crazy things like a Dark Mire. But without a lamp, without a bow, and I don't see that happening. I'm curious to see if Void is going to be just checking the first 4 chests in Thieves, or going to go for the full Monty, finish out this dungeon. They do have the Cane of Samaria, so they can complete it if they want. Bunny sprite for Fox is Fox with sunglasses. A naked Fox with sunglasses. There's the lamp.
There
All right, cool.
you go.
So Vitreous has to have the bow now, right?
Yes.
Just makes logical sense. Maria as well. So lamp.
This would be why Sailor J was continuing to do overworld stuff, light world stuff, and not gone into Bonk Rocks to get the mids yet.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But that's just one of those things, you know. Oh, I got the boots. Now I can go get the hook shot, and then go up to Death Mountain, and then you immediately are like, you just miss a small detail like Bonk Rocks. And speaking of which, I'm sure that they missed King's Tomb. Fortunately for them, it's just a big 20, but yeah, it happens. But yeah, we got 3 players, all in Blind Space, or Blinds, Thieves Town. That's what it's called, Rick.
It's Blind's Funhouse. This is going to end up being at least at the minimum, a triple trip up for Sailor Jade up Death Mountain. So, hey, we get a second sword up here in Thieves Town.
Now that's nice. So how many items does that put us at in Thieves? 2 or 3 maybe? I miss like the first few, or at least the insignificant ones.
At the minimum 2, but now this means that when Gloin gets upstairs, it's going to be the Master Sword. Not that it does anything different here in Thieves Town, because it's still the same fight, but it's nicer to have the Master Sword at this point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's one less thing you have to worry about for beating Ganon. Also, the nice thing is, as far as I know, the Master Sword has like a little bit longer of a hitbox, so it's less likely you're going to miss hitting Blind in the face.
At least you can set it up as if you're playing it NMG style.
True. So the question is, after we're done in Thieves, unless we find another item, what is the next play to make? I believe Sailor Jade was the only player to see what was on Lake Hylia Island, so...
I'm under the impression, personally, that there might be something worth getting in that Desert Mire combo at this point.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. I mean, they did just find the book, but they also have the mirror now, so they don't even need the book to get into Desert. But book now all of a sudden opens up, Ether Tablet, Bombos Tablet. I could see something on the Bombos Tablet, but of course, you got to get both those swords. And
they're going to be guaranteed to get that second sword because while they're going to the Bombos Tablet, they're going to stop by Hype Cave.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to work out conveniently for them.
So Voidborn,
The
you
purple chest.
Cape Strats here. Blind ended up having the compass. They have a key. Did they find the map? Here's a good question, which I don't know the answer of. Map is in the big chest. Our 1,000 pairs of eyes are helping us out. Thank you very much.
Sweet. That's a very friendly Thief's Town. That's one of the gambles, though. It's like, do I go into Thief's Town without the hammer? Because the worst thing in the world is to have to go all the way back to Thieves Town Big Chest to get a required item.
Especially since it's unlikely you're going to be making your way back there anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not a fun one to make. It's like trudging all the way back to check Mimic Cave because Mirror was somewhere else, or something like that.
So I'm interested in seeing what Gloin does next here, but Gloin did purchase some bombs. And, well, I think we're going to go ahead and turn in the mushroom first.
So none of the players have gone back to acquire those flippers yet. I guess, unless Hobo has something. I could see that being a low priority when you have all these other options you can work on right now. I'd say the desert. I would go to desert. Just focus on crystals that you can get.
And having the Master Sword, you still want to have a better item against Vitreous, but at least the Master Sword's better than having Fighter Sword.
Oh yeah, I mean, Master Sword, Cape. It's Vitreous is you sit there. You just do invisible spin dashes or spin attacks, and you're good to go. It's not an issue anymore.
I just hit the A button, mashing it like I'm playing track and field.
Yeah, that always works too. Oh,
hammer
there's the hammer!
Time!
In Checkerboard Cave. Wow. Oh yeah, I guess Gloin went there before getting the mirror, and the mirror was pretty quick. So let's talk about this hammer. We have. Well, now the flippers are suddenly a good option because Swamp Palace suddenly is completely open once they get those go back up to get those flippers.
And by logic, also Ice Palace will be completable, but that's for a pendant.
Yeah, because they could grab that Bombos medallion on the island and go into Ice Palace, and I don't know why, but one of my favorite things is when Bombos is blocking Fire Rod in Ice Palace. I just think it's hilarious.
Batcave only yielded 20 rupees.
Alright, so hopefully Void heads over to Hype Cave first. Okay, good. Yeah, this usually the route is, that's what they usually do. They drop the purple chest, they run over, check Hype Cave. So, who knows, maybe Bombo's tablet is going to have something big, and which would be an unfortunate scenario for Gloin, having already gone through and done all this stuff prior to finding the mirror. Or prior to finding the book, excuse me. Because they have not been into Skullwoods yet.
And there's the Ether and the Master Sword pickup there for Voidborn. And it's the other Jade getting the mirror finally.
Ooh, So here's what I'm. Are we gonna see some ice rod strats for this Land Mola fight?
I want to say yes.
I sure hope so.
I want Gloin bringing all the hype.
Sailor Jade picking up there, Kana Samaria. And it was, yeah, aero capacity upgrade from the purple chest. So not too exciting, but let's go see what is on that Bombos tablet. This could be big. And we do have some Ice Rod strats, except the Ice Rod kind of stinks in this fight.
You get a greater lag.
It's so bad. And just bombs from Bombo's tablet. How unfortunate. That's so boring. Come on, man.
Gloin tried their best to help give us some hype with the Ice Rod, but got hit with the lag that is, and that's a nice spin to kill off the Lammolas, and we get the compass in our efforts.
But Crystal, more importantly. I think if you run out of magic, I think you switch over to Hammer to finish off the Lammolas, because it's still dealing tempered damage. But yeah, Hammer hitboxes, just put them on the ground. Put the hammer on the ground. Leave it alone. Just use that sword. Yeah, it looks like Gloin was taking the. It's not a gamble, but a choice of determining if Lammola has the last item, as opposed to checking the right side. I think in here.
No, the right side had the big key, so he had to go to the big chest now.
Okay, cool.
And Mighty Mike, who did not pick up the Master Sword yet, does get the information that it's not in nothing important. And Gloin goes back in for a map.
Whoops. That's... I hate when I do that. You just start paying attention to your item counts in your dungeons. It happens. It happens to the best of us. But yeah, we got Gloin going to be making that trek into Misery Mire. Cape, Master Sword, Lantern...
23 bombs.
Samaria, 23 bombs. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a bow on the bridge or something. Bow and Mire. It's possible.
So this is a good thing for Mighty Mike that there was something good at the Bombos tablet, because then he'd be smacking himself for not going to the Hype Cave first before checking what was on the tablet, as VoidbornBeast picks up the hammer.
All right, now as we know, Misery Mire only has 2 unique items in it. Of course, you still have to find the big key, but the one thing you want to do is have to get go to the vanilla big key location, since that takes forever, especially when you don't have a fire rod. So you have to push all the blocks, like the thing, blah blah blah.
Do the stuff.
Do the thing. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't know what happened with you, but I missed what was in that first chest.
In
Mire.
Same?
Well, in that case, we'll find a small key. Well, I don't know what was in that. Anyways, so as we move along here, we do have Mighty Mike checking out the Tower of Hera, the first one of our runners to head in here.
Also a crystal dungeon, also required, has all the means to complete it, so why not? And, go up here, finish Hera, get the flippers, etc., etc.
Do stuff.
Do the thing. We got a green rupee for our first item in Hera.
Base bit required.
Well, that's not bad. That's actually a good thing. If everyone's required to do it, it's not a big deal. And there's our big key for Mire, so... Sailor Jade now going to be picking up their first sword and the Ether Medallion.
Gotta say, that's quite a creative name there. Link to the Past with a sub.
I approve. Also appreciate it. Thank you.
I definitely approve of this as well.
Man, shout out to Twitch Prime. What a great concept.
Hell yeah.
Mighty Mike killing some time, slashing that sword, making sure it's still working.
Saving the frames by killing that tile early.
Alright, what are we gonna find in the big chest in Mire? Just
Drum
a compass.
Information that you do not need.
So...
So, do we go to Vitreous, or do we check the big key chest? I think Gloin is answering this by heading to Vitreous.
There was an item on the bridge.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think he'd be... Okay, yeah, otherwise he wouldn't be making this play, because it's like... Otherwise he... Well, yeah. And if you missed it, you could also, like, hookshot across, grab it, and then fall down the hole. If, for whatever reason, you routed Mire weirdly, which no one ever does, unless it's, like, Key Sanity, but... Heart piece in Tower of Hera, so that's 2 items in Hera. Nothing of value, really.
This is not the destination the game wanted you to go. It's not that breadcrumb you're talking about.
Say the Jade now picking up their hammer. And I'm excited to see this Vitreous fight. This should be good.
As noted before, Gloin ended up doing a bomb purchase beforehand, so we'll see if Gloin does some extra bomb strats.
We'll also get to see Mighty Mike Moldworm fight. It's 3 spins with that Master Sword. Just gotta be careful.
1, 2, 3. Of course, we're getting a spoiler based on his sound. We knew that was completed before we even saw it on our screen. Bombs away!
We got some... You know, it's very rare that you get to see these beautiful bomb strats.
Roll that beautiful bombs footage.
Still never forget the first time I saw a tournament. Parisian player, I believe, was doing this fight with, I think it was just Fighter Sword. So we saw bombs galore. It was like a Mario Party minigame. And it was super clutch. It was like, that guy's a legend.
And I was on the call for that race. It was insane. It's like, well, this, okay. And time to just flail away on the sword, and we're going rapid fire strats on the Master Sword now.
Yeah, because even after you do this, you still have to take out the big guy. Which is less fun when you don't have arrows.
Yeah, you gotta still be careful, even with 4.5 hearts, because the hearts can go away really fast.
You're already down to 4.5, and no bottles, so...
Here we go, we got it though. Does Vitreous have the second item? No, it's the map. It's in the big key chest.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Well, let's see if one of the other 2 players that are in Mire is going to go check that before going for the Vitreous fight. And I saw Gloin obviously upset by this situation, slashing at that. Gotta love those rage slashes.
And Gloin heading away. So we'll see whether or not VoidbornBeast heads down to the big key chest. Would be the next one with the possibility of doing so.
This is a big gamble. Last time I did it, I lost a tournament race because there was a fire rod in there. So
VoidbornBeast isn't
I don't
checking.
think it's worth it.
Mighty Mike is going to grab the flippers.
But who knows? Maybe Gloin will have better luck than I do. So what is on the what is next for Gloin at this point? I'd say probably go grab those flippers and go do Swamp. It seems like the next best play. And that looks like what they're going to be doing.
Don't forget, only Sailor Jade at this point has the notice or the knowledge about where the Bombos is. Sailor Jade still having to be careful with the low health, but does get the fairy.
Oh yeah, the amount of times like I've gone to like powder that anti-fairy just to get bopped by it, just because with the conveyor belts and the timing and the nerves, it's really easy to do. I don't know about you, Rick, but I'm pretty excited to have this Key Sandy tournament starting up because, you know, I've been out of the game for a while, so I'm ready to get back into that tournament mindset. How about you? Are you joining the Key Sandy?
Nope, I'll be a watcher of the Key Sandy. I've not done a Key Sandy run of myself just yet. I've been encouraged by others to do Key Sandy seeds, just haven't pulled the trigger just yet. But at least as the schedule, and I haven't checked the schedule lately, but the first match of the Key Sandy tournament is going to be tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern.
Ooh, I'll be sure to watch. Yeah, I look forward to it. It's a nice little idea just to have this little mini tournament in between the fall and spring tourneys.
But it turned out to be 200 plus people, so you can't really call it a mini tournament.
Rick, it's a mini tourney. I'm not very quick tourney.
It's a big mini tourney.
It's like gonna be done in a week, basically, pretty much. Nice use of Boomerang by Gloin to set up this little iframes scenario. Well, the only thing you gotta watch out for is if you just hit it wrong and you end up getting like stuck in there. Fortunately, having the mirror makes less of an issue. But alrighty, so we're about to see VoidbornBeast's Vitreous fight. I believe, as far as I know, Void also made the same play.
He did.
So that's unfortunate. Wonder if they will make their play back into Mire to find out what the other item is. Ooh.
That would totally suck if it turned out to be something like the bow, which we know is required, the fire rod, which would be required as well. This is a scary...
Is it the sprite, or does it look like Void's character still is only wearing a blue tunic? They only got... So they must have missed the one in Spec Rock.
Only two, I think, had grabbed it was Mighty Mike and Sailor Jade. Those are the only two who actually grabbed it. And right now, VoidbornBeast, he ended up grabbing it, taking a death here in Misery Mire.
And then still leaving and not checking the other... Oh, man.
But I do get the play here. You ended up dying. You don't have what you feel are comfortable capacities right now. Come back later when you do.
Definitely, yeah. The worst thing is to just keep throwing yourself into a situation that you don't feel like you can actually be successful at. You know, it happens to all of us. I know I've gotten to a situation where I'm like, 6 hearts, green mail, fighter sword, Mothula. Sure, I got that. That's easy. And then I die, and then I die, and I die again. I'm like, why didn't I? And then find a Master Sword immediately in Village of Outcasts. It happens. So.
Voidburn was heading up to Death Mountain, but realized that he was without bombs. And you need to have bombs up here if you want to get the flippers. And there's a bomb shop here on Death Mountain, but you need bombs to get in there.
Come on, game designers, what were you thinking?
That you weren't going to find it, that you had no reason to find it, that you had no reason to get a potion upgrade unless you checked out the latest issue of Nintendo Power.
There it is. You know, what's up with these Zeldas and bomb management? Z1, Z3. There's no bombs in Z2, but still. I'm still gonna blame that one too. And Mighty Mike now picking up that hammer. So, the other stuff that the hammer does unlock that we haven't seen yet would be the Peg Cave. I don't think we've seen that one yet. This also opens up Spike Cave, which we haven't seen yet. And when you have Cane Berna and the cave, it's an option.
And have magic too.
Yeah, so But it looks like Mighty Mike going to be making the play into Meyer. Maybe this time we'll see that other item. Maybe.
Nah, we won't.
Nah. Nobody likes doing that spot, especially when you only have the lamp.
But it's so evil when it has the fire rod that you have to
Mhm.
do the slow way.
I wonder, I can't imagine it's a situation of not knowing that you can use the lamp to get to that location. Because I know when I was still learning the game, like, I didn't know that you could push the blocks and light the switches in time. But I guess you could just push them, move it in the next room, push all the blocks, then go back and then light all four. So I can't even possibly imagine. I think it's just gambling, that it's not anything special, so. Gotta save those frames, gotta save every second you can. Sailor Jade finishing off blind. VoidbornBeast gonna be getting the flippers right behind Gloin, so are we gonna be seeing a Swamp Palace play? It looks like we are.
Gloin heading into Swamp. This is a good possibility. There are 6 different items you can get here.
We're still looking for Fire Rod, Bow.
Yep. The
think that's
fire
it.
rod is the big thing right now. The bow, as evil as it could be, could still be in Ganon's tower from what we have seen so far.
Yeah, because they need Fire Rod to finish Skull, which we know the other item in Skull Woods is in that section. As well as to finish Turtle Rock. Oh, and we got our first bottle.
That's an interesting spot for that because you can now check the sick kid and see what he has.
Yeah, that's pretty convenient.
None of these guys are wanting to check that big key chest, and I understand why it takes a whole lot of time, but I was just hoping one of these brothers would end up checking it for us to see what the others have missed out on.
Right. It's interesting to see all 4 players do the same thing. Or, has Sailor Jade been to Meyer yet?
I thought Sailor Jade went in but left.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's also curious that Sailor Jade was the only one to see what was on Lake Hylia Island, and that using a fake flipper amongst all things, because that's just one of those spots that like you can see instantly. You can immediately know if you need to go back there, and there's nothing worse than spending forever full clearing the entire game looking for an item, and then realize it was on Lake Hylia Island.
Oh, that's right. Sailor Jade did not have the lamp when Sailor Jade went to Meyer the first time around.
Makes perfect sense. That Meyer Dark Room is a nasty one.
Here we go. Mighty Mike is going to check the big key chest. Here we go.
Right. Come on, Mighty Mike. Please be Fire Rod. That'd be hilarious. Or at least, I don't know, like a sword upgrade.
Something to make it worth it.
And Gloin gonna be still making his way through Swamp Palace. We haven't seen anything really yet, so...
Guys, we are not talking the big chest. We're talking the big key chest. The one you have to solve this puzzle to get the big key in the vanilla game.
Which is useless. So there's that. We got that going for us. Yeah, Gloin's skipping out on left side. Gonna go straight for Argus.
All right, here we go. Drop down the hole. What's inside?
It's...
A
Just a heart piece.
piece. Oh, that's good news for Gloin. That's good news for VoidbornBeast, unless VoidbornBeast goes back there when he comes back in, because we know he's got to come back in because he died at Vidi.
I wonder if Sailor Jade is also going to go check that. Looks like they are not. All right.
They are.
They are. Okay. I got bamboozled. They went right, and then they went down.
They went right to avoid the tile. And
There's a nice little
different.
there's a nice little thing you could do there to deal with those tiles. Big 20. Okay. If you run through that door and you have your sword out, if you dash buffer, like buffer dash while holding your sword out, you'll dash poke any tiles that are in your way, and then you can keep going. It's pretty simple, and it usually keeps yourself from getting hit. But sometimes you'll get hit with a fireball anyway, so that's just something you gotta look out for.
I believe Mighty Mike is going to be the first of the runners here to be doing the Vidi fight with half magic, which would help in the case if Mighty Mike wants to do some extra cape strats.
All four players knew where that half magic was. As soon as they went up to Death Mountain, they saw it on top of that spectacle rock, so... But that's just the thing, it's one of those items that, if it's not 100% required, you oftentimes will immediately shut it out of your mind. So I could see players forgetting that. I mean, same with missing that red tunic as well.
Yeah, and Mighty Mike is doing the spam method here. Got the half magic, got the cape going, and while you're swinging that sword, the half magic's not draining as fast. And we're doing hammer strats on the Moldorm here for Voidborn. And that's a pretty good Moldorm.
We got all these different bosses dying like relatively at the same time.
Yeah, Mighty Mike just keep whacking away in that sword, and the eyeball will be down real soon. Gonna have to keep an eyeball on his magic, though.
Ooh, come on.
He's got red mail at least, so he's got some protection. That was a good fight.
I don't recall where the dungeon map or compass were in Swamp. It looked like he got a lot of items, so who knows? Maybe there's just one item left in Swamp. Or not.
He did get Quake out of there, which we know is not required.
Mm-hmm.
Gloin looks like heading for the pyramid next.
You know, at this point, you would check pyramid. Oh, man. Oh, it's so tough. Which route do you go?
Oh, we have a Spike Cave with a piece of heart.
Man. Do you go up to Catfish? Do you go down and do the mirror to check Hobo? Do you get a fire rod on the pyramid? Man, that pyramid's been showing up lately.
And here's the interesting part.
Do you go mode?
Do you go mode this and think that Bo could be in Ganon's tower?
Here's the problem, though. Gloin still hasn't seen that Bombos medallion. So
yeah, you're right.
So hopefully he heads his way down to that section now. There is an item in there, so this is good. This is a fine play. But yeah, that'd be unfortunate to see Gloin like full clear. But at the same time, you have to full clear anyway because you're looking for the bow, maybe. But if it's in G Tower, then what do you do? Oh, randomizer, why?
This is going to be interesting. Now, Gloin knows that there's... This is in the logic here. Gets the book. So, we know that one of the items turned out to be Fire Rod Block. The question is, what is it?
I mean, yeah, if it ends up being like a bow or something, that'd be amazing. But then, you know, if we get any sort of other progression items at this point for Gloin, I could see him easily getting sidetracked and full clearing, focusing just solely on dungeons. But that's why I always say, you know, check that Lake Hylia Island. Any chance you like right at the beginning, because it's right there. It's easy to see, but it's also easy to forget. And I know from experience. So, also want to point out a very spectacular Vitreous fight for Sailor Jade. I know that they had a green goo. I don't know if they ended up using it or not for the fight. Oh,
nope.
They also...
Still in their possession.
Well, that was a blue goo. So clearly they bought... Well, now I'm just confused. I don't know what to believe anymore. Did we find another potion?
Gloin heading here through Skull Woods. In search of one item in here, plus, of course, this is being a crystal, so you need to finish this.
I wonder what we're gonna find. Mighty Mike gonna be making their way into Swamp. Oh, we haven't seen North of Graveyard, have we?
No, we have not. But it looks like that's where VoidbornBeast is heading for right now.
Alright, let's see this Mothula fight. Half magic, fire rod. Shouldn't be a hard fight at all.
Well, in theory.
In theory. Stupid broken fight.
We have 12 hearts. I mean, this shouldn't be a problem, but who knows?
Speaking of hearts, only a heart piece up in North of Graveyard.
Mothula
goes down. Sailor Jade using the hammer to fight the land mola. Let's see how this goes. Man, this fight is not fun when you don't have a fire run. I don't know how people do it in NMG. I'm still so bad at that fight. I mean, of course you have a bow. And, you know, if they had a bow, they could use silvers on them, but...
Yeah, even I in Master Sword attempts have not figured out the best way of killing these Lamolas. Mighty Mike checking left side, heading through Swamp. We're going to see what's in here in the... There's the bow!
Bow and, right in Skull Woods? Wow.
Yep.
Okay, well, here's the thing. That was really easy. What's going to get that Bombos medallion?
And there's the Quake pickup for Mighty Mike, which obviously we don't need in this seed.
I was really hoping for a bow and G-Tower. So this is a pretty easy seed, pretty straightforward. There hasn't been anything really remarkably evil.
Yeah, I know.
I guess Fire Rod on Pyramid is kind of but at the same time, not really, since it's it's right there. I just know a lot of players like to do like Pyramid Fairy into checking Pyramid, or even like, you know, Pyramid into checking Escape, like the front half of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, I know.
Rick, you sound so disappointed. What's wrong?
I was hoping for a nice evil seed to greet the last open mode we have on our regular schedule. After all the evil seeds I've rolled out to these people the last couple of weeks.
It's not over yet. We still have another seed later tonight, which will have plenty of probably troll. I mean, it's all dungeons, so...
But
that
that's
alone is...
But that one's got your hands all over it.
Whatever.
Gloin's still in search of the bombos. Once Gloin does pick up those bombos, we will be in go mode. Only one of our runners has seen it so far. And that'd be Sailor Jade. And Sailor Jade ended up getting paused here in the Dark World. We'll try to replenish that as soon as we can. Gloin here heading to Catfish by the looks of things. Will Gloin make it back into the Light World and check Hylia Island at that point? The answer needs to be yes, and then Gloin can just go ready to go mode and just express mode the remainder of this game.
I could easily see a mirror at Catfish, and then maybe go through the whirlpool after checking all the flipper locations.
Yeah, maybe.
It depends. Because oftentimes players will save and quit out of once they go or right at Zora. Yeah, this is tough. This is rough. It's even more rough because we know where stuff is. But yeah, here's the thing though. If you had just gone to Pyramid, got the Fire Rod, and then gone to Skull Woods, you could have go-moded Swamp.
Yeah, so nothing good in this swamp. A little bit of extra life, but you really didn't need it.
So now, then, I guess the next question is, where are the sword upgrades?
Of course they're in Ganon's tower.
They gotta be. Yeah, this is gonna be... Wow, so no Eastern, no Pod, no Ice Palace. So Gloin is literally just looking for that Bombos to go do T-Rock, so... So for those that are curious, this is the last full day of dailies. With the Key Sandy tournament starting up tomorrow, we're gonna be pretty busy with that, and we don't wanna, you know, overload you with too much Zelda of the Zelda randomizer variety, Zelda 3 randomizer variety. So, as far as I know, we're gonna be bringing it down to just one daily race a day, cycling between the 2 p.m. slot and the 11 p.m. slot. Mostly going to be like special wacky categories, and then the occasional maybe Key Sanity races just so people can practice for the tourney.
And we're gonna be having a lot of resources going towards this Key Sandy tournament. Hey! 104 and 104. What is that? 102 races a week. 104 races a week.
That's still not enough, right?
Nah, it's not. Let's add in some Super Mario Brothers 3 randomizer and Super Mario Brothers 1 on top of it.
Yeah, now with like the Z2 randomizer weeklies and the Z1 randomizer tournament, we got a lot of Zelda randos. We got a lot of randos.
We do.
Looks like Sailor Jade is back, so that's good. Gloin about to get their Bombos. So you got to be a little frustrated with yourself seeing Bombos there. Because you're like,
yeah. Especially knowing
a long time ago.
Especially knowing the junk that you ended up having in Swamp. But at 1 hour 7:59, Gloin the first of these 4 runners into that mode we call
Food. I'm pretty excited. All right, so with T-Rock, a Go mode T-Rock, assuming that it's not Vanilla Big Key, will we be seeing that laser bridge? And then, of course, we still have that beautiful G-Tower Big Key we gotta find at some point. Don't get your guesses in yet. We're not there yet. We still have another dungeon going.
Oh, wow. That's right, because now that's all Gloin has to do is Turtle Rock.
Mm-hmm. I know. I was surprised. I had forgotten that Eastern and Pod. I was like, oh, he's got a bow, so he might go do Eastern Pod. So now imagine if that Bombos wasn't there and it was like deep in Pod or deep in Ice Palace, how awful this seed would turn out to be. Oh, no, wait. What?
Sailor Jade ended up having something happen here. I don't know what it was, but
yeah, it looks like a potential crash.
Yeah, they're back in Thieves Town.
Yeah, no sword. So that's... Gosh, that's unfortunate. But I mean, that's kind of the... Whenever you get the boots, or whenever you get the flute, like, you never need to save and quit anymore, pretty much. So it can happen. I'm sure we could work in like an autosave feature in the randomizer, right? Right, devs?
Nah, the chances of that are happening about the same as the quick swap being added in for the item randomizer, and I'd have to say there's probably slim to none. But Gloin here in Turtle Rock.
Anything you want to say about Turtle Rock, Rick?
It's a hell of a place.
Uh-huh. All right. That's good.
I hate it.
Why is that?
Well, you see, it's very, very chain reactions. It's fun rides. But then at the end of your ride, you get hit with these lovely little chain chomps that love to massacre you. Oh, and let's add a lovely little animal called Trinex at the very end.
I mean, we're probably going to see some hammer strats. But I could also see maybe a Tempered Sword at Laser Bridge or something like
that. I'm so ready to see a sword upgrade here in Turtle Rock.
So as far as we know, Sailor Jade either lost power or their program crashed or something happened, but essentially they lost all their progress since the last save and quit. I'm assuming, and who knows when that was.
Yeah, the only counter to that is the fact that you end up getting the knowledge. You still have the knowledge of where things are, well, providing that you've at least kept a mental memory of it. And hey, there's 20 rupee in there. That's not what we need. Mighty Mike getting the bombos, but not in go mode just yet.
Yeah, I don't know. That's unfortunate. Like, personally, I mean, I'm impressed that they're going to continue to play because, like, forgetting where all those locations are is just, or trying to remember all those locations is got to be extremely difficult as well.
I agree,
especially when you're into like dungeons and stuff. Because now you're like, all right, I still want to finish, so my time's going to be terrible, but let's try and at least save a little bit of time while I'm redoing all this stuff. Yeah, well, once I get to see this blind fight, let's see how it goes. And looks like it was a vanilla. Oh no, it was not a vanilla big key. So key for a key. I wonder what Gloin's looking for. Maybe another sword upgrade. I mean, when you have half magic cape, I feel like Master Sword Silvers is not too bad at all. Especially if Ganon gives you a good pattern.
And an hour 12 minutes in on what's been a fast seed. I'm betting half of these people wish this was the kind of seed they got for the weekly open back at 5:30. But I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 10-15 minutes we start seeing some dot duns. So the question is, where are the other two swords? Again, I'm still sticking with my guess of it being in Ganon's tower.
One in T-Rock, one in... No. One in Mimic Cave, and one in... I don't know. Ganon's back pocket. Sure. We'll go with that one.
Now, we'll put them both over at the Pyramid Ferry. Just, why not?
Alright, so let's do a little bitty baby recap. Mighty Mike, Fire Rod in hand, and Bombos already. Gonna be grabbing that bow and killing Mothula, and then still has to go do T-Rock. So not too far behind overall. Void, having just finished Swamp Palace, about to get Bombos, still needs to go check that pyramid to get the Fire Rod, which leads to Bow. Gloin is 100% in go mode, just needs to find or kill Tridex, and then go to town. Probably gonna check a few extra chests looking for that sword upgrade.
Yep, that's exactly what we're doing here.
Going for it.
And nothing so far, just bombs, a compass, the small key, what's in the final chest.
Big
Well,
20.
that was not what we were hoping for.
That's unfortunate. Well, I guess that's kind of the nice thing about, quote-unquote nice thing about G-Tower is, like, you end up having to check a bunch of chests anyway, so you might just get lucky and find the Temper Sword along the way. But I think it's always still worth checking a few extra chests along the way, just in case.
Gloin getting a little unlucky, getting hit with the Crystal Switch activating right over the orange blocks. Did not get credit for his move. And Mighty Mike finishing off with Skull Woods. He'll be the second runner to be in go mode once he does go back inside, providing he does. Voidborn picking up the Fire Rod. And it's time for Gloin to face off against Trinex. It's hammer time, Willard.
You see every day. Doing a pretty good job. That the knockback with the hammer right into the spikes. Ooh, taking a hit to the face.
Yeah, he does not have a bottle either, so he's got to do this on his 4.5 hearts, and he's on blue tunic, so he's gonna have to be extremely careful.
Void going into Ice Palace. I hope this. Okay, good. They heard the. I'm assuming they heard the music. They're like, nope, wrong.
Don't want to be here. Nope. Mighty Mike does get the bow, so now Mighty Mike in go mode.
Let's go. Man, this Trinex fight is getting a little dicey because he also did not. Okay, all right, half heart.
Oh my goodness!
So
half a heart for Gloin. And I don't think Gloin didn't do safety door, so he'd go all the way back to the big chest. Dead! Pay your respects to Gloin.
Mike, gonna give him a little bit of time to catch up at this point. Yeah, that's not a fun fight to die at. That Vitreous. Oh yeah, speaking of, Void does still have to go back and take out Vitreous, though we'll have the silver arrows this time around, so it's not gonna be too bad. Oh man, but that's another dungeon that they could have go-moded. Misery Mire. Oh man. It's so frustrating at the end of the day when you're done with the scene, you look back and you're like, oh man, I could have go-moded so many dungeons.
If only they did the right order.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of rare we see so much stuff like in the overworld compared to inside. The fact that none of these pendant dungeons were required. Well, Eastern was required. Eastern was very required. Boots and flute.
Yeah.
But Eastern's a pretty easy, pretty quick one to check. So.
And the logic forced you there early.
Yeah.
Like, you had to go through Eastern before you had any access to the Dark World.
All right, Trinex, round 2. While Void's going to be taking on the Moth. We haven't had any deaths at Mothula.
With 4.5 hearts, let's not have this be the commentary curse.
Yeah, please no. Fire Rod and half magic. Should be easy. You got this. Believe in you, Void. You can do it. Oh, going for the backdoor strats again. Seems to be going better. Taking down the first Trinex head. And managed to.
Oh no.
Switch to cape.
Yeah, go to cape. Come on. Don't get hit with the delay though. There we go.
Oh,
1 hit left.
One hit. That's so frustrating. But at least it's better than being dead.
Absolutely. I'd rather use the potion and stay alive than to not use the potion, have to go all the way through this again.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I'd rather walk back to Moth than walk all the way back to Trinex from that middle section, but I'd rather not walk back at all.
Well, yeah, that's the optimal. It's not walking back at all, but if you're going to have to walk back, well, I mean, you don't want to have to use your magic at all, but you don't want to have to walk back at all. I mean, you save time over dying any time.
It's better safe than dead. It's better slow than dead.
I do believe we can mark off the fire rod for VoidbornBeast, by the way, on our tracker.
That one bridge, there's actually a pot there that you can pick up in that middle section, and there's the bow, and he's not happy about it.
Yep, VoidbornBeast now in go mode. Going done with Trinex, and ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to head on over to Ganon's Tower, where we have the 22 chest game. Where do you think it's going to be, Willard?
I love Stupid Route. It's the one I always do. So let's put it in the rando room. Because I hate myself. Every time. No. I don't hate myself.
I'm going to put it in the Staffholz room.
That would be very generous. So let's hope. Let's find out. Of course, everyone's like, hey, towel room. That one's funny. So.
Ha ha ha. Well, these guys haven't seen a troll yet. They would like to see a troll somewhere in this run.
There's been nothing like terrible about the seed. The seed has been just friendly and fun and laid back.
Just a reminder, I did not roll this seed out.
Same. Hands are clean. 100%. Actually, no, I did roll this. Yeah, guys. I'm good at rolling seeds sometimes.
Who did roll this out?
I don't know. FC bot? Alright. So that's 2 chests. Getting a small key, but not opting to do the right side. Bomb upgrade on the torch, so Bob lives to see another day. Unless we never see him, then he doesn't exist. Making his way to the Stalfos room, going to be checking chest number 4, 5, 6, and 7.
And a small key, and then we have 3 bombs over here to the right-hand side. We have another small key, and we do find out bombs was the stun prize pack. And there's the big key inside the skull room.
Chest number...
You pick chest number 7. You win. What the following, Willard? What did they win this time?
A death at Vitreous or Trinex. Wait, that's not a good prize at all. Except you get to tour through your favorite dungeons a second time. You get to go sightseeing, take pictures. It's great. I promise.
It's all yours for playing A Link to the Past Randomizer.
Haha! Now, here's the thing, though. Would you have gone to check Rando Room just at the chance of finding a sword? Or would you be 100% fine with your situation right now?
For me, with Master Silvers, I would go up the tower. I think some runners might opt to. It all depends on your comfort level. How good do you feel doing a Master Sword Ganon?
Good. I'd probably check the stuff along the way in the gauntlet.
Absolutely. You're going to check the stuff on the 6th floor.
For a sword upgrade, there's one in there. Every time.
Unless there's not.
Unless there's not. Also like to point out, we still have not seen anyone finish yet.
We have had some people asking about that, but yep, as soon as people do finish, we will let you know. Right now, we do have Gloin still going up for first place.
Curious this time. Mighty Mike duking it out with Trinex. Taking out the second Trinex head. One to go, so good fights all around. Going to have the Gauntlet and Sailor Jade going to pay a visit to the old Moldorm. Now, just as a reminder, unfortunately, Sailor Jade did suffer from either a power outage or a game crash and lost a lot of progress, but shoutouts to them.
Yeah.
Hashtag never forfeit.
Yeah, it's got to feel really, really tough to have to go back and do this all over again. But yeah, give a lot of kudos to Sailor Jade for continuing on, because this has got to be eating at you at this point. You now definitely know as far as this race is concerned, and also knowing that you are a featured runner on the restream.
Yeah, especially so
that you're behind the other 3. And Gloin, unfortunately, going 1 for 3 on the silvers and missing on the second. Oof. And now we have a third one. 3 cycles.
I feel like if you miss the first set, you just immediately switch to Fire Rod. Especially when you have half magic.
That's very true.
Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to miss that second one.
So Mighty Mike now heading into Ganon's Tower. Don't forget, we do have another daily race coming up at 11 p.m. tonight. It's going to be our special category, and we've got quite the feature coming up for you tonight at 11 o'clock.
It's going to be a hoot and a half. I guarantee it.
Only 1.5 hoots?
A hoot and 1/2 out of 1.
I like those odds.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Ooh, Mighty Mike is going right side.
Well, if you get a sword upgrade out of this, then it's worth it.
Definitely.
As long as they don't make the trip all the way to Ice Armos, which would be unfortunate. But, you know, some people like to do crazy things. Big 20. What else we got up here? A bonk.
A bonk.
A heart piece.
I love the fact that we both had to call out the bonk.
Good stuff, Rick.
It's been a long time since we've worked together, Willard. I've enjoyed this one.
Far too long. All right, what else do we got in here? Come on. A heart container. That's still nice to have, I guess.
It is. So far, no sword upgrades here on the right-hand side. It just looked like a couple of pieces of heart and a bomb upgrade.
The question is Gloin going to get bailed out by the Moldrum 2 chest here? Or are we going to be seeing a Master Sword Ganon? Ooh, gotta be careful. Don't want to get knocked off. Well done.
There we go. We got it taken care of.
Moment of truth. What do we got? We got a miss. And a map!
Now he can find it. Now he can find his way to Aghanim 2.
Now we can go find the swords in G Tower. No, wait. He didn't get the compass. Never mind.
That's correct.
Alrighty, let's see this Agha 2 fight. Mighty Mike, big key in hand, head up the gauntlet. One. Oh, that might have been a triple. Close triple, or at least a really good 2.
Yeah, I think that's a double.
Ooh.
That, though, was a 0.
Yeah, that's rough. Oh, and another 0. Oh, man. This is the easiest fight to get tilted in so quickly. Alright, there's a 2.
So if I'm correct, this is 4 now. Yep, that's 4, and he got the despawn because Ganon went into the, or Aghanim went into the rail.
Alright.
So 2, 0, 0, 2, 1, or 1, or something like that. 2, 2, 0, 0, 1, 1.
For Gloin. But yeah, it's going to be close to. I could still see the speed sub 130 if utilizing that cape well enough. Oh, and just as I say that, ACMLM
finisher on the board. So here's the thing: if Gloin did not die to Trinex, we'd probably be seeing him right up there with ACMLM.
Yeah, he might have taken it too. Or, you know, not missing that Bombos medallion at the beginning. But we can discuss that with him afterwards. Let's see this Ganon fight.
And that's the remarkable thing about Gloin is that Gloin could have been done with a seed a whole lot faster if he had figured out the Fire Rod bow connection a lot sooner, and also with the Bombos thing.
Yeah, definitely. But that's just the nature of it. You could be right 99% of the time, but that 1% you're wrong is the difference between first and second.
Just correct, chat. Blue balls can come from Agha in the Agha 1 fight as well.
Mm-hmm. They used to not exist in Agha 1, but they brought them back because reasons.
Why not?
Oh, and Gloin not getting that, not taking advantage of that top right position. I don't understand why he's not using that cape. It's perfect.
Might be trying to save it for the torch glitch, but you don't have to really worry about that when you have the silvers in your hand.
I'll have to ask him about this. Oh, look at that!
And another
Ganon's giving him so much options, so much opportunity.
He could just be right in the top right corner and just doing Spin City.
That's rough to watch.
Yeah, he could be on stage 3 by now. And finally goes to Cape Strats. Bombo's picking for Sailor Jade.
Oh, Glenn's got to be a little careful, though. Already halfway through his magic.
Yeah,
halfway through his HP. Ooh, even worse. He's got to be careful. He doesn't need that much magic for the last phase, so he doesn't need to be using any magic right now.
Yeah. There we go. You do need to have some to at least keep the torches lit. Oh, Warp City.
I know. Right? What is happening?
Oh, the warps. This is the troll.
So this is what it all came down to.
Wow. As Jinja finishes second place, 131.16. I guess we're getting ahead of ourselves from what we have on the restream, but...
So there's still third place open for Gloin. If Ganon would just stop warping.
This is awful. Make it stop.
Man.
Who wanted warps in their Ganon fight? Who wanted warps in their Ganon fight? One more round. Here we go. Finally. And we get the torch glitch, which not necessarily here, as finishing third reg, 131.42. Congratulations.
GG.
And Zelnus is forfeiting out of the race. Gonna have to still be careful, Gloin. A Ganon hug, you're dead. And a miss of the silver arrows. Ooh!
Oh no! I thought he had the dodge, and then he walked right back into it. Oh, that overcorrection.
Oh, please don't die. Please don't die. I don't know how many silver arrows he's at, but I think he might be 3 or 4. Just don't die.
Oh, man.
Get on over here. Is Gloin coming over towards the bottom right corner?
All right, this is it. He's got it.
And there we go. That is 4. A half a heart 10 situation. Mighty Mike now on Aga 2. Gloin about ready to step in through the door and give us a finish. And it's going to be a finish of 132.40. Get your GGs in for Gloin, the first of our featured runners and the 4th place overall in this open race. GG.
Wow. We have the rest of more people filing in. GamerCal right behind him in 5th place with a 133 straight. And then we got Emo Saru 6th place with a 133.16. Evanitis in 7th right after. So top 10 still an option right here for Mighty Mike. Let's see if his Ganon fight's a little bit slicker.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and see if Gloin wants to come in and talk about this. Mighty Mike going on to the Ganon fight.
Man, when's the last time you've seen a seed finish without getting any bottles from a player? It's pretty rare.
I have no idea. So it was a power outage for Sailor Jade. We'll get Gloin in here in just a moment.
Ooh, nice double hits from Mighty Mike there. Really taking advantage of the corners. Ganon's also very friendly and always being, right up against the wall like that, allowing you to get those double hits in.
Yeah, and Mighty Mike's switching on over to the cape, and here we go, another good opportunity. And
nice. Okay.
Fire Bat Strage, so he's going to be able to get a few double hits on him. We do welcome Gloin in here, but we're going to go ahead and finish things off with Mighty Mike against the Ganon fight.
We got Al Megas coming in 8th place with a 134.46, so shout outs to our players on the restream overall, performing quite well. So shouts to Fiesel who picked these four. Hype.
And Mighty Mike missed an opportunity to get in the corner here. Wanting to preserve a little bit of magic at this point.
Oh, 2.5 hearts.
2.5 hearts. Gonna have to be careful. Here we go into the warp stage.
The real final boss.
Yeah.
RNG, as usual.
I know. Hey, welcome, Gloin. And we finally get him to stop warping. And we're going to have to put up with this for everybody who goes to this fight. So, what's your thoughts about this run, Gloin? Oh, that was scary right there.
Yeah, that you always got to be careful with the knockback. The worst thing is to get knocked right into a fire bat. Missing the torch glitch, still opting to use fire rod. Does have silver arrows, but gotta be careful here. There's still 2 more spots left for the top 10, and that would be great to have 2 top 10 runners on the restream.
Misfire the arrow.
So having to wait for the other one to land before shooting another one. Just one more.
Yep, he's got 3 now and should be in a decent spot. That was scary there.
That was a little close.
And here we go. Get him into the corner. And
Nice.
Mighty Mike27 will finish off this Ganon fight. And providing no snipes, will finish in 9th place. And in the door, Mighty Mike finishes 9th. 1:36:58.
Well done. We got Void heading up the gauntlet right now, and Sailor Jade back in Swamp Palace. So still finished up those crystals that...
I just realized my mic was muted.
It's okay. We were still talking about Mike.
Yeah,
So I'm going to ask my first question here to Gloin and Mighty Mike. You can chime in right afterwards.
Sure.
How about that first part of the stage 3 of the Ganon fight with all those warps? What's going through your mind when all that's going on?
I couldn't believe it. I just didn't think it was going to end. I think that's the longest I've ever experienced in this game. And I was already freaking out because I'd never gone into this fight without something to bottle before.
Yeah, me too. That was the longest teleports that I've ever seen. And I was pretty stressed about that, having only 2.5 hearts. So pretty much 1, maybe 2 hits, depending on what's hitting me, would have killed me, and I really didn't want that to happen.
So, obviously this seemed to be a very fast seed. One of the biggest things that came into play was the Bombos being where it was on Hylia Island. What was your thoughts when you both had found the Bombos there?
I was just glad I didn't have to go into pod, because people like to go into pod fairly early, and I kind of just didn't go there. I was on my way there after Swamp, but since I found Fire Rod, I kind of just dipped out and went and did that. But I thought that if Bombos had been in pod, I'd be screwed, so I was just glad I didn't have to go in there.
For me, I still had to check for Fire Rod. So I was on my way to clear to get Bombos and go to the Pyramid, and afterward going to the fish. Catfish. But since I got the Bombos and Fire Rod, I went straight to go to finish Skullwoods instead.
Did anybody else find swords? Or was everyone on Master
All
Sword?
but the Master Sword, so... Yeah, we had swords where we did have number play finishing in 848, Applejack 6, 139 even. PB's coming down in the race times. Mike 27 get a PB.
How about bottles? Any bottles to be found?
There was one in Peg K. That was the only one we had seen, and it yielded a shield.
Hmm.
We have here 57 coming in 12th place with a time of 1:40.24, and Brewers fan JP coming in 13th place with a sniped time of 1:40.25, 1 second apart. But yeah, everybody here has only the Master Sword. So, Gloin, you're the first one of our runners to get into Go mode. What was your thoughts when you got the bow? Or rather, when you got the bombos, you were the Go mode. But what was your thoughts when you got the bow out of Skull?
Yeah, the bow doesn't block off too much. Again, the pod thing was always in the back of my head. But yeah, and I think Eastern I'd already got. I think all 3 items out of Eastern. So it was just more of the pod. Oh no, am I gonna lose because everyone else went into pod before me? Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So
Yeah, we know how much value there is in pod over many of these seeds, so you have to have that running in the back of your mind about the value in pod, but at least this seed, it didn't want you to going in there.
yeah, it looks like in spoiler chat somebody said there was a sword in there.
That one really surprised me, and there was really no reason for anybody to go into pod because of the way the items were laid on this seed.
Yeah, like I said, I was on my way there from Swamp because again I know how much value there usually is in there, but I found the fire rod and just kind of changing plans.
Well, it's a good thing you did change your plans at least. Now, what was your thoughts when you went to Trinex and had the unfortunate death against him in the first?
I hate the hammer. That's all I could think about was how much I hate the hammer because I thought I hit him 5 times the fire hit. I was 99% sure that I hit it 5 times, and then once I realized that I was going to have to hit him again, I was just on tilt the rest of the fight.
And what probably ended up making it harder for you is the fact you had some ice on that floor, if I do remember correctly.
I wasn't really able to get more than 1 hit with the hammer because of the ice.
Sailor Jade back into Misery Mire. Sailor Jade ended up having a power crash, so has to do pretty much about 30 or 40 minutes of this game all over again. And VoidbornBeast currently in the Ganon fight right now. 14th place, Weighty Words, 1:43.20. So is there anything else you guys want to add about this run or about your thoughts about Randomizer in general?
Nah, I think I need to practice Master Sword Ganon more because I usually have like a blue bottle or something so I can go all out with the cape and get through those first 2 phases, but I had to be a lot more conservative, so it's definitely one of the things I still need to work on. And GG's to everyone. Thanks for restreaming me.
Well, congratulations on the 4th place finish. Well done.
Thanks.
And is there anything you want to add, Mighty Mike?
Probably one of the fastest run I've ever done, and I'm quite happy with my execution overall.
As we pointed out, that was a personal best that you had for a race, personal best at least. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We have Troopster finishing in 15th, and we have Jaxus X finishing in 16th place. Oh goodness, now we get the VoidbornBeast having to deal with the very, very horrible Ganon warps. So who in this run here wants to vote to remove Ganon warps after this session?
At least limit it.
The
cap on it.
Right?
Normally I wouldn't care, but since I have to get the Master Sword spin to prevent the fire from coming out, I was just like, I couldn't believe it.
Absolutely. Super Taylor finishing 17th place, 145.37. And VoidbornBeast now going up, getting to the Silver Arrow stage. Gets 2 hits before the torches go out, which is good. And we'll see if we can get a second hit or a third hit over here. Get him up to the top left corner in this final Silver Arrow. And VoidbornBeast will be the third of our runners to make his way through the door and finish up this seed. See where he finishes off in the race. 17 have finished so far, waiting for 18 as Sailor J goes up against Vitreous now. And VoidbornBeast finishing 18th place, 146.41 in the official time on SRL. Finishing just ahead, He's Just a Boy, who finished in 19th place, 146.46. And TGH finishing in 20th place. Did I just read that correctly? TGH in 20th place. Well, the official time of 147.33. And we're going to have VoidbornBeast coming in here to talk about this in just a moment. Be sure to follow these runners. Be sure to give them your love and support. They had a great run for us. Other Jade making their way on over to Turtle Rock, where they will be trying to come and finish this seed off after losing about 30 minutes due to a power outage. Voidborn.
Hi.
So, your thoughts about this run as a whole?
There were a lot of Ganon teleports.
Yeah, we noticed that. Ganon pretty much had his teleportation device going pretty strong in this run. So, if I remember correctly, you ended up making it to Misery Mire, making it to Vitreous, but ended up dying in that dungeon. What's your thoughts about the run as a whole?
It was actually, like, silly good. There was just items everywhere. Well, aside from running out of bombs.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do remember that. So you ended up getting a race PB in this as well. So congratulations on that. So obviously the big part of this run was the very ending when Ganon decided he was going to play Let's Teleport.
That was a thing.
How does that affect you mentally while you're trying to do a Master Sword Ganon kill?
It's mostly just being patient and not trying to hug him.
Yeah, you ended up having some health left over at that point. I mean, it was more scarier for Gloin, who had a half a heart through much of that Ganon fight.
I can see that being pretty scary, yeah.
Didn't help the seed wanted to give you absolutely no bottles. There was only one bottle that we had seen all run from all four of you combined, and that was in Peg Cave.
I won't be surprised if most of them were in, like, Ganon's tower or something, in the back parts.
Right, yeah. Felix TC finished in 21st place, 148.26. Walther 4 finished in 22nd place, 150.02. Gon Spore finishing in 23rd place, 150.33, and we just got Firewood King in 24th place, 150.43. So, an interesting run here. I mean, a very interesting run. It was quite the fast run for the most part. A lot of things were accessible. You didn't have to dump into 2 of the 3 pendant dungeons, which also helped.
I don't know. I walked into ice, then heard the music. I was like, oh, I marked this wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did remember that, and thankfully you did hear the music to stop you from going in, because at that point we knew where everything of importance was.
I don't normally pay attention to the music, but when I got told I was being restreamed, I'm like, okay, I should probably, pay actual attention.
Yep, and as soon as you hear dun 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 dun, oh, I probably shouldn't be here.
Time to leave. Let's go somewhere else.
Exit 0, 25th place, 151.38. Liam Ellis, 26th place, 151.43. Just a reminder, coming up at 11 o'clock, we have a customized, not customized, but one of our specialty seeds coming up. Should be a lot of fun. That's coming up in 1 hour. The race room will be created for that in about 15 to 30 minutes from now. Starting tomorrow, 2 o'clock is the first of the matches to be scheduled for the Key Sanity tournament, and we'll have it here on our Speed Gaming channels. The channel is currently to be announced, but we'll go ahead and work out those details really soon. So, for the 3 of you that are on the call here, Gloin, Mighty Mike, and VoidbornBeast, are any of you 3 in the Key Sanity tournament?
No, I'm not. I'm not a Key Sanity player. I've never done one yet, so I'm not going to participate in this one.
I haven't either, which is why I'm just hanging out on the back end of things. What about you two?
Yeah, I've done Key Sanity 3 times, and I like it less every time I do it, so probably a bad idea for me to enter the tournament.
I'll admit I haven't done a Key Sanity yet, so I don't think they look particularly crazy by entrance, but I'm not going to take part in the tournament since I haven't run one yet.
Totally understandable. Matt 7898 finishing in 28th place, 152.46. Hexaw in 29th place, 153.21. And in Hexaw's comment, I want a do-over. I'm sure Willard is doing his best right now to make tonight's 11 o'clock race be quite fun.
I just finished making the seed. I placed 1 item. That's it. So that's all you're going to get. Everything else is randomized, so enjoy.
Now
don't look into it at all. Do not look into that at all. Just play the seed like you would play any other open all dungeons Key Sanity. Because you guys play those all the time, right?
Oh, I know what Willard did. He placed a single rupee at Link's house.
Why would I do that?
To mess with our brains?
That's way too nice. That's 1 extra rupee that you get. No, it's not a plando. So, but I look forward to watching that, especially with it being Invisible Sprite, which the last time we saw that, as far as I know, was there was a swordless exhibition race with a forced Invisible Sprite.
So
shout outs to JC.
So what does the Invisible Sprite entail?
It's just Link's shadow. That's it.
So you have to judge by the shadow whether or not you're in the right spot for a bomb jump or something like that.
Yes. Now, of course, you do see if you get a shield, then you'll see the shield. If you get a sword, you'll see the sword when you swing or hold it out. So it's not too bad. But if you do your hammer jumps based on anything else, might be time to relearn something else just for tonight.
And that's coming at 11 o'clock, and part of our daily series, which is coming to a temporary close as far as the 3 races a day is concerned, as we get ready for the Key Sandy tournament. Sailor Jade is just weaving around this, tried to get the fairy, but got bopped around by the anti-fairy to lose the remainder of her mana, so can't fire off the sprinkling of the powder onto the anti-fairy anymore. But after getting a full pot, we're back. Let's do this again. And after some trials and tribulations, Sailor Jade finally getting the anti-fairy to replenish her health, and now it's off to try next.
Just confirming, we don't have any audio, right?
That's correct.
This is a very, very, very quiet fight. It'd be interesting if we restreamed it, where because you can turn off the background music and you just hear just the sound effects and nothing else. Add some reverb to it, so everything sounds like you're like in a museum or a long hallway.
And here on our left, we have the Trinex exhibit with now only 2 heads instead of 3.
I like the option of, you see it a lot. Players will opt to take out the ice head first, just to avoid that, because it's really annoying if you're doing hammer strats when you're dealing with the ice on the ground. So I can get behind it. But yeah, this fight is not fun.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to use our potion now because
So close.
Yeah, that head was on a destined path, and we are not out of the woods just yet with 2 hearts. You're getting some song requests in chat, Willard.
Request? I can play my kazoo.
Well, we could do that. I mean, you did that the last time we had a bug here where we had no audio, way back in the spring tournament.
Is it a... Yeah, that is true. I remember that. I don't know. Now I got too much pressure. I'm just going to drink my coffee instead.
Well, of course. Got to do what works best for you.
I'm waiting until we get like actual unique... I want some Ganon like music for G-Tower. It's so weird that it's just normal dungeon music. Like, where's like that ominous the stairway in like Ocarina of Time? Like, I want that when you're going up the gauntlet. Or at least...
I mean...
No, yeah, I want that.
I mean, Zelda 1, you had different music for level 9. Zelda 2, you had different music for the Great Palace.
Mm-hmm. What were they thinking?
Zelda 3, you have... Hey, you've entered what is apparently another crystal dungeon. Here's that music.
I mean, I guess we have 2 separate songs already with the Pendant versus Crystals, so they already did their max of 2 unique dungeon music. But it's Ganon's Tower. 7 crystals to get in there. Could give us a little more magic, a little pizzazz, some fireworks maybe.
If you want fireworks, play Super Mario RPG.
I love that game. It's a good one. A lot of good music.
Absolutely. That's where they use the music budget for.
I don't blame them. All right, Sailor Jade opting to not go right side, so Yeah, I'm still curious though. Did we ever find out where the other swords were?
According to, I believe, Gloin, the spoiler chat was discussing one inside the Palace of Darkness.
Ah, okay. So unless someone decided to like make the crazy bow and pod play, there's a good chance that a lot of people didn't even go there.
Hacksaw is saying that Pod had both swords.
Wow. Well, at least if you committed a bunch of time checking pod, at least you got some swords out of it.
Yeah, you had butter sword and, well, salt to go with that butter. It was salted butter.
Delicious salted butter. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we saw from our runners on screen, like, just how different these fights would have gone if you had tempered sword. Not to Master Sword Ganon, it's a tough fight, especially when you got all those warps and you're like, I don't want to get hit by a circle of bats, especially when I'm already beeping. So please stop warping so I can get this spin-off.
Absolutely.
The Ganon spin-off? When's Ganon gonna get his own game? Well, we got Bowser's Inside Story. We got... Wasn't it like a Pokemon game? Wasn't it like Pokemon Coliseum? You were like a bad guy? No. I'm reaching. I'm reaching right now.
You definitely are. What next? We're gonna come up with Mother Brain's game. How about Red?
Yeah. Well, Metroid Other M is a evil version of the series. Is the bad guy of the series. Not that I know. I didn't play it, so I've only heard stories. When's Waluigi gonna get his own game? I guess at some point we maybe, because with Z1, how the sprite shifts, you can go kill Zelda and save Ganon, stuff like that. Maybe eventually one day we'll see those in Z3. If people really want to, well, I know we got a lot of amazing people working on the sprites. I could easily see people add in a custom Ganon sprite, maybe.
So
except
Ganon sprite, and you had to defeat Link to beat the game.
Yeah, except compare like Ganon's animation in Z1 versus Ganon's animation in Z3. Extremely different. Or like the Thunderbird. Does he even have, he has like what, 2 sprites? The blue one and the red one, pretty much?
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
We'll just get like a piece of paper of Ganon and just like move him across the screen. Oh wait, we need a Paper Mario sprite.
I like this idea.
Alright, I'll get my people, you get your people. We'll go out, we'll do some beat-ups, and we'll talk about it.
I like this idea. Go on further. What else would you like to see?
Well, I know we already got someone that's working on custom Triforce pieces, like custom sprites for the Triforce hunts. We've already got like 30 custom sprites, or more, I don't know.
So here's a question: if you're playing as Ganon in Link to the Past and you're doing standard mode, are you kidnapping Zelda?
It's only for open mode, and ag is not required. There, problem solved. There, I saved you the trouble. I don't know, man. I'm reaching.
You definitely
What
are.
do you got? What do you got? Let's hear your crazy ideas, Rick.
Fine. You, okay. You know the maiden that's in the Thieves' Town?
I'm listening.
That's the one you're trying to save in the castle. And Zelda's the one you're bringing up to become blind.
Oh, and then a custom blind sprite?
Yeah, we can go with that.
I mean, for those that have watched some of the Randomizer daily races we've had on here, we have alternate boss sprites. We've seen them. Like the Thwomps for Armos Knights is amazing. I remember seeing that for the first time. Like Moldorm is like made of a bunch of Yoshi eggs, which is wacky. So I'm sure it's doable.
Where are the Thwimps?
Shouts to the Thwimps. They're the real superheroes.
Yeah, Thwimps need love too.
Yeah. Anyway, now that this
Sailor
rant
Jade making
has
it up to the
come
6th
to-
floor.
Yeah, once again, shout outs to Sailor Jade. Despite the power outage, still finishing out the seed. Cannot blame them if they wanted to like drop, because that's frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. You're thinking at that point, do I really have the want to go on with this seed? And I'll tell you, it'd be hard for me to pick this back up and continue again.
I guess it's just one of those things you gotta keep in consideration. Like, maybe I should throw in a few safety saves just in case something like this happens. Because, I mean, it's no different whether on emulator or on console. If your power goes out, you're done. So, like, unless you're on a laptop, that'd be about the only way to retain power. You know, I should get a backup power for my PC. At least this is just a daily race, not like a tourney race. That'd be the worst case scenario.
Oh, yeah, that would be. And, you know, I'm reminded of what ended up happening with Andy versus Unos in the first tournament, where Andy had that problem. He had to redo 40 minutes. Your opponent may not have the sympathy like Unos did and end up holding off and before going through the door.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. That's all part of it. So, of course, we never want to wish any sort of like misfortune in that.
Oh, definitely.
We don't even want to wish Ganon falls on people.
Absolutely.
We want to see people succeed. We want to see this double triple from Sailor Jade right now. This there's a double. I was half correct.
Here we go. Yep. I almost want to say that's a double there too.
Last one.
And there we go. We're off to one final visit to Pig to the pig.
And right now we have 42 people that have finished. I don't actually remember how many people are in this race. Let's take a look. We have 65. Okay, so.
And I will make a plug that if you are interested in playing the 11 o'clock race, the race room has just been opened. And that'll begin in about 45 minutes from now. As Sailor Jade now with the Master Sword trying to take care of Ganon. Trying to be careful, just making sure it doesn't do much contact. Thankfully with Red Mail, it's going to be a little easier. Couple more spins over here, and this probably will be one of the final times that Ganon will be throwing the trident. But yeah, Ganon's spawning in this top right corner a lot in this run for all of these competitors.
Yeah, that is for Master Sword only, which I'm assuming most of the players were in this race. That's a very convenient situation to be in, getting them up the top right. I don't know if Sailor still has any more potions, any sort of backup.
No.
One heart only. Oh, okay. There's a death. I mean, Bugnet in hand has a fairy, so yeah, it would explain why they were playing a little aggressive. But yeah, when you get those top right corners, you have to take advantage of them if you want to save time and possibly even save losing a few hearts or taking another incidental death. Also taking advantage of during the bats, use the hook shot, hook some stuff, or just get those iframes.
Yeah, that's one of the pleasant tricks that you may not know unless you had to open up the Nintendo Power that we were mentioning earlier back when you were a kid. But right. Yeah, the iframes when you have the extended hook shot. That's a beautiful find. And down to 3 hearts, going to have to be careful now.
Yeah, whenever you're dealing with this setup, you aim for the foot, because the bats are less likely to hit you when you're aiming for his feet.
Corner.
That's a third corner.
That's like 6 different corners that Ganon had done throughout this entire fight.
Yeah, if there's anything I hope these runners, the 4 of them, can all take away from this. Actually, I think Mighty Mike did take advantage of those corner positions, so shoutouts to them. But yeah, that's definitely something you want to add to your tactic.
You know who I want to shout out?
Who are you going to shout out?
I want to shout out Resetador and Lane, who are our trackers for this race.
Yeah. Shoutouts to both of them. These 4 people races are not easy to follow along with, especially when you're stuck listening to our voices, which makes it even harder. So shoutouts to them sticking it through and doing a bang-up job. Hype. And now we begin
warps.
The Warp Fest. Oh, shorter warp. Oh, wait. No, never mind.
No, we got.
I was about to say Sailor J did take a death, but at the same time, they had a fairy, so this is the same set of RNG as all the other players.
Don't die.
Ooh, gotta be careful. You don't want to miss the torch glitch, but you don't want to use all of your magic spamming that torch.
She spammed it way too much, and I think they missed the arrow too.
There's one. Might have like 2 more uses. Okay.
Yeah,
that half magic is.
That's good.
It's a little misleading.
No!
Oh, that's.
Oh. Spun and couldn't avoid the bat.
Magic, so you got to go get that taken care of. So I'm going to be seeing probably a blue pot. Warping right into Hyrule Castle. Imagine if you actually just were inside Hyrule, like it just spawned you inside instead.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. How'd you get back to your warp at that point?
Right. Well, fortunately, having 1,700 rupees, plenty to work with. You could grab another 100 on the way as well. So this is almost a free potion right here.
Which is, and thankfully you did use it and then bought another one so we can get our life replenished.
Life, magic. Alrighty, Ganon round 2. Now, as I was saying earlier, we'll have a different Ganon fight this time. Because, at least from... Because every single time you die at a boss or like fall to Moldrum or something, you'll get a different RNG than the set RNG for the seed. So maybe Ganon will be nice this time and not warp a million times.
Yeah,
or worse.
Yeah, we'll have the 100 warp Ganon now.
Oh baby,
you're gonna have to brew up some more coffee if we get that.
Right. 3 hits.
Yeah, not really doing the top right corner this time around to help out.
It's very similar to what NMG players will do, and it's you position yourself just right, you'll clink off of the trident and get in another extra spin. So when it's coming back to you, if you stand basically like almost right there, minus getting hit, for some reason you like won't take knockback and you'll just hit him twice. But it's a little risky, it's a little spooky. On phase 2, up in the top left, it's another, you can stand right above his head and line yourself up perfectly so you'll never like move left or right. And you can sit there and spin. It's not as easy as the right spawn, but it's still a good spawn to take advantage of.
Yeah, getting bonked 3 times to the fire bats there. Gonna have to be careful. It does pull out the cape. So I think we're going to see a little more of a flailing around and go ahead and just go spinning at will now.
Yeah, and having that spare blue is going to be nice as well.
Yeah, and there goes the remainder of the cape at this point.
Switching to lamp already. So we won't be seeing any more cape. Oof. Oof. Triple fire bat. Ouch. 4 fire bats. Gotta be careful. All
We
right.
do get him into stage 3, though.
Oh, come on, hitbox. Oh, geez. All right. Just the perfect, stand in the perfect spot to not get hit by that circle of bat. Still a lot of warps, Rick. This was supposed to be the better one, right?
In theory.
In theory.
My theories have dissolved back way back when. They were always denied by this game.
All right. Well, actually, that was pretty good. Just a few extra warps in the first hit, but then the other ones were all pretty quick, so that's good. Oh, gotta be careful here. Gonna miss the torch glitch, but that's fine. You have full magic. Not really that big a deal.
Not gonna get him any chance here. Yeah, poked and nope.
There's one of 24.
Yeah, if we only were doing the actual strats here, but that's not going to be the case. Hey, we got 2. Nope. Missed it too late.
Oh, I know what happened. The torch going out ate their input, so that the arrow didn't come out at all.
And that one is too far away, not going to get in time.
Some great knockback. Isn't Master Sword just Ganon just the best? 2 hearts. All right.
Ooh, that was close. Come on.
Come on, Sailor,
We
you
can
got
do this. We can do this.
Sailor Jade, you got it. Nope, not gonna get it. Don't
Yeah,
go for
don't gamble at this point. Don't be too aggressive. Just take it easy, and you'll have this fight finished off for this next go around. Maybe.
it. Nice. This should be it. Oh no, still one more.
Here we go. There we go.
Oh,
And down he goes.
there it is. Woo! GG. From all 4 of our runners.
Come on, let's get a GG for Sailor
Hey.
Jade. Lost about 30 to 40 minutes worth of progress due to a power outage. Came back and got this seed finished off with an official SRL time 2:17:58 for 47th place. You know, and Sailor Jade probably not extremely happy with the end of that performance, but you know, just give them props for the fact that they just did not give up on the seed when they lost that progress when they did.
All right. Well, I don't know if Sailor Jade wanted to pop in to say hi for a second. We
Yeah, go ahead
got
and
still a
check
little
and
bit of
see.
time to chit chat before the next race starts, until we have to hand this off to our next crew.
So, what's coming up at 11 o'clock? Willard?
We got all dungeons. Well, let's start open mode, all dungeons, key sanity with a twist. The only twist is that all players are forced to use the invisible sprite, which is a sprite where it's as if you're using the cape all the time. It's just your shadow. Of course, if you get a shield, you'll see your shield. And once you get a sword, you'll see the sword during sword swings, or if you're like charging your sword, spins, dashing, all that stuff. So it's going to be, it's going to be great. It's going to be interesting to watch. I look forward to it.
And that race gets underway in about 30-35 minutes from now. The room is open if you want to be a participant during that race. I am not going to. I have to work in the morning.
And I'm not going to, because I made the seed. I guess I could play it offline, because I only know of one item location, that's it. So I could play along just for fun. You know, I might do that later. No, I'm going to watch. I can't decide.
No,
I've never done an all dungeons key sanity. Man, we should have also made this all dungeons key sanity entrance, just to, make everyone stay up until 4 or 5 in the morning.
You know what you should do, Willard? You should just go ahead, sit back, watch, and laugh at it.
I could do that. I'm laughing at it right now. The prospect of it already. I'm laughing at it right now. What is the bunny sprite for Invisible? You'll have to wait and see.
You'll have to go ahead and just, sit back in awe as the people get totally frustrated during this entire run.
It's going to be great. I look forward to it. And I'll go ahead and pull Sailor Jade in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I look forward to hearing Sailor Jade's comments on this. So if you want to go ahead and pull them in, and we welcome Sailor Jade to the conversation. GG and props to you for finishing that after what happened to you.
I came very close to not finishing.
Would not blame you at all. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So I'm assuming you lost all your progress prior to the last save, and who knows when that was. If I recall correctly, you didn't have a sword when you came back, so it's quite a bit.
I had not saved in between doing South Dark World, getting the sword out of Hype Cave, going back to Thieves, Mire, and I think there was in Desert. I lost all of that.
And that's rough. Was it just like a little, like, how long was it like a long power outage, or was it just like a little blip where everything just like flashed but restarted everything?
It was long enough for everything in our house to go out. Internet, computers, everything.
And now you got to reset all the timers on all the clocks and the microwave and the stove. That's worse. That's the worst situation of all.
That can be done in the morning.
Wow. Still, congratulations on finishing. I'm sure we'll never know what place you would have gotten had that not happened, but curious what your thoughts of the seed were.
I was feeling really good about it, actually. I would have found that fire rod pretty quick, and then I would have made my way over to Skull Woods. I don't know what position I would have been, but I know I would have been a lot higher.
Yeah, in the restream, you were the first of our runners to find out about the bombos on Lake Hylia.
Yeah, which was, of course, required and pretty significant. That was our go mode item for a lot of players, I think.
That's not making me feel any better.
That or Bo, one of the two. One of the things that did hold you up initially was the Bonk Rocks item.
I just
mitts.
forgot about it because Flute led me up to Death Mountain after getting boots. And as I was fluting to Desert, then I realized, oh wait, Bonk Rocks. Let's check that next.
It was funny because it's like you get all these great progression items and you're like, oh man, now I can go do this stuff, but then you forget about like the more minor stuff, like single locations like Bonk Rocks. Because then immediately after getting the mitts, did you go check King's Tomb immediately after, or did you do other stuff?
I never made it to King's Tomb. What was in there?
It was a big 20, but it would have been funny in a way to like you get mitts and that opens up a bunch of stuff, and then like the next progression was actually a King's Tomb. Fortunately, though, that wasn't an issue for you. But
item-wise, it was pretty nice progression. I happened to hit on most of the right stuff. I think the only thing I really did that I shouldn't have is I tried going into Mire early, thinking maybe either Lantern or Fire Rod would have been in there.
Yeah, like I said, you had prompts for you for getting through it. It was a tough run with the Master Sword only being really available to most of the runners because it turned out that both sword upgrades to Tempered and the Golden Sword, they were in pod.
That figures.
Yeah, and none of the 4 players on stream went to pod or ice. Well, Void, I think it was Void, popped into ice for 1 second, heard the music, and then bailed. But that was about it. So, and then, it was that unfortunate death at Ganon. Got to be, adding salt to the wound, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not as well practiced on Master Sword Ganon. I think that's like only the 3rd time I've done it.
Well, then kudos for finishing that. The hardest part, obviously, is phase 2 with the bats, the circle of bats. One thing I noticed amongst the 4 players is the majority of you all didn't take advantage of those top right or top left corner spawns for phase 2. It's a little bit harder in the top left, but top right, just pop yourself in the corner and just spin, and get a lot of hits in. And then, yeah, it's really hard to prepare for phase 3 and phase 4 with how much knockback you take from spins off a Ganon to, get set up to get the arrow lined up. It's not fun, but it's a good thing none of you guys scoured through all of G Tower looking for a sword upgrade, since apparently there weren't any in there. So you work with what you got. So GG's.
Yeah, I thought about going down to the random room just to try, and I said, no, let's just get this over with and pull off the Band-Aid. But beyond that, it was a fun seed.
I had fun watching, and I had fun commentating, and had fun commentating with my buddy Rick. So,
oh yeah, it was a lot of fun, and just was a pleasure doing this with you one more time. Don't forget, we have 11 o'clock race coming up in about 25 minutes from now, and then the daily series kind of alters a little bit because we're going to have a lot of races here on Speed Gaming for the Key Sanity tournament, so keep a look at the schedule, see what we've got coming up a little bit later on. We've got some Key Sanity tomorrow. We got some Mega Man tomorrow, Mega Man X as well, so we'll be looking at the schedule. Be a lot of fun. So I think it's time for us to get on out of here, get ready for the 11 o'clock race. Willard, I know you'll be watching.
Out to both of our trackers that helped out Recidador and the lane. Of course, kudos to my man Rick, and I had fun. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, come watch this madness unfold live on Speed Gaming 2. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.